Hey everyone, sorry it's been a while, but I did have a request from a student who would like to discuss the issue these days, one of the biggest issues about the Black Lives Matter movement, which started when another black American was killed by a policeman, police brutality, as they say. And basically, I just want to know what you all think about it, your opinion, um, and your idea about like discrimination and how we treat other people, in society, and could we do a better job about it, and also where we get our preconceived ideas from. It's interesting. I was watching a movie the other day, and Air Force one of those old American movies, and it got hijacked by some terrorists, and of course the terrorists were from like an Arab background. And it's funny, this is all before like 9/11 happened, and they're already in these movies. You sort of get these ideas that these Arabs are bad people and they're all going to bomb us. And it's funny that when you see, I mean, I can admit myself, I've been on a plane sometimes and I'll see someone dressed in clothing that's not the same as mine. They've got a big beard, where they wear their traditional dress. Someone, and you sort of, the first thought is, you start to go back to these movies, right? This dude's on a plane. It's horrible that you can actually think of these things. And you sort of have to think, well, did I learn this, or was I taught this, or have I always thought this? And I think that's one of the main things we all need to look at ourselves. And most people will say they're not racist and they treat everybody fairly. But I think if you look at yourself and think, well, do I? Or do I go too much to one way? Why do we look at people like that? You hear of people being put into groups. I mean, my wife is Korean, and different cultures, people find it difficult to accept different cultures. But the whole idea that these people can discriminate against someone just because the color of their skin is sort of weird. And I don't know if it comes from, like, if you're walking down the street and you see a group of black guys, you get more worried than you would if they were white. Is this from movies that we watch? It's a funny one that we just get stuck in our heads. What do we need to change? Do we need to change our attitudes towards everyone, or is it obviously it's an individual thing? And you can tell the way that I'm speaking, I'm sort of lost for words as well. But anyway, it is a topic that I would like to discuss with the students, and I have had a request for it. So I'd like to know what it's like in your country, how you treat different groups of people. Do you think you treat them fairly? Do you treat them too kindly if they're from a certain country? And just what you think about it. Have you ever felt discrimination, or that sort of, you're different from us, and how did it feel? I know some students have told me visiting Australia that they've felt that a little bit. So anyway, think about this. Try and think about some questions that you'd like to ask the other students, and then we can have a chat about it together. All right. Peace.